Bob Hoskins said it, the melodies do indeed linger on. We have the technology and we've reproduced them on this selection of BBC album, cassette and CD.
I've never seen a dead body close. I've always wanted to.
I'm not a spy and I don't want to be with one.
Where did you get these?
Desmond, we're not the police, and we don't care what happened. But I'm afraid you're going to have to tell me about Anna.
There he is. That's him.
What did I say? Just let me talk to you, please.
What do you want?
I want you to go to hell!
Nathaniel Parker in a web of wartime conspiracy. Never Come Back starts next Wednesday at 9:25 on 2.
Now on BBC2, some personal views from this week's fifth columnist, Rabbi Julia Neuberger.
Rabbi Julia Neuberger was born and brought up in London after her mother fled from Nazi Germany in 1937. With unification talks beginning today in Bonn, many British Jews harbour deep reservations about the seemingly inevitable prospect of a united Germany. The chief rabbi, Lord Jakobowitz, has called for formal Jewish representation in discussions on Germany's future, but his call has so far gone unheeded. Does Julia Neuberger, born after the Holocaust, share the fears of the generation that lived through it?
In the last years of my grandfather's life, he was haunted by the delusion that he was once again being pursued by the Nazis. With that background, I find the prospect of a united Germany very frightening. It seems to me to be an unspoken international agreement that we need to keep Germany happy and rich, a reflection perhaps on the way she was treated and deliberately impoverished after the First World War. But I doubt whether prosperity itself will inhibit the worst expressions of nationalism. We also need to recognize the triumphalism in this rush to unification.
Ich wiederhole es nochmal, weil es ein Lebensbekenntnis von mir ist. Alle fremden Truppen haben Deutschland zu verlassen.
There's nothing in itself disturbing about the desire to remove the troops from German soil, or in the prospect of Berlin becoming once again the chief city of Germany. But with the wall down, the bulk of the evidence of the Nazi disaster and German defeat will be removed. To people with the sort of experience my family had, the celebrations will have something of a sour flavour. Although other conditions may have changed, anti-Semitism isn't dead in Germany. On each of my visits there, I have, one way or another, come across it, though the first was the worst when I was told in the late 1960s that all Germany's problems were the fault of the bloody Jews, and that was before I'd learnt to swear in German. Yet West Germany has begun to come to terms with its past, with its destruction of the Jews and the Gypsies and the homosexuals, not to mention the mentally ill and handicapped and the left-wingers. It's also paid reparations in many cases. East Germany has done none of these things. It's lived in a time warp since 1945. Children in East German schools know very little about what happened during and before the war. Adults discuss these issues almost not at all, and the relatively small East German Jewish community has on the whole existed peacefully, but with little in the way of the essential dialogue it needs with its non-Jewish neighbors. Many of my parents' friends are German and Austrian refugees who fled to Britain before the last war. Some of them refused to buy German cars or washing machines, but others, despite